So, hey guys, I don't know why I've been feeling like talking about rituals so much lately, but new ritual deck idea. Mitsurugi, yeah, that deck, kind of degenerate, but I figure it should have okay synergy with Megalith. Like, we'll just say that this could be the best or a good version of Megalith, potentially, but it's definitely not the best version of Mitsurugi. But alright, continuing on. The key focus that we're going to be looking at here, or the key card here, will be Megalith Aeratron. So Aeratron has the effect of, during the main phase, quick effect, you can discard this card, ritual summon one Megalith ritual monster from your hand by attributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed its level. And it also has this effect as well, which I think is like, eh. When your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a card you control, quick effect, you can place one ritual monster from your graveyard on the bottom of the deck, and if you do, negate that activation, and if you do that, destroy it. So, honestly, could care less about this effect. It's just essentially targeting protection. Once, I guess it is for technically any card. So let's say we have, I don't know, I guess we'll say for fun, rivalry. My opponent tries the MSD rivalry. I can negate the activation and then destroy MSD. Great. But that aside, Mitsurugi is exactly the right levels to be playing with Megalith, and those levels happen to be 8 and 4. So yeah, we'll just put in a somewhat reasonable, I guess, like Megalith package, I guess. So something like this, I guess, would be fine, right? And then we max out on basically everything. Except for maybe Bether. Bether's like kind of iffy, but honestly, if we do that, that's fine. Awk is also not something you need to max out, I suppose. Awk would be fine in the specific build I'm thinking about, though. Yes. So the main hand that you want to see might be something like, well, it doesn't matter which one it is, right? Let's see. Uh, yeah, it doesn't matter. It can be any of the rituals. So let's go ahead and check to make sure this works first. During your main phase, discard this card, Ritual Summon, from your hand by attributing monsters from your hand or field whose total levels equal or exceed its level, but you don't have to use Aeratron, right? Okay, so then let's assume in my hand I have Megalith, Aeratron, and then we'll go with, it doesn't really matter which one. It could be Ame no Murakamo, it could be Futsu no Mitama. So this has an effect to optionally special summon, so it doesn't have to be actually used to special summon. So on our opponent's turn, this is kind of new because there isn't a single actual ritual deck, I believe, that can generically ritual summon on your opponent's turn. Voiceless Voice is like close, but it has like a light restriction on it. So right here, you can ritual summon a light ritual monster, warrior, or dragon. But yeah. The idea here is that we can do something like this. We can go full special summon. This will tribute it. Well, we'll just use Futsu, for example. So Futsu then goes to the graveyard and it triggers, but it was tributed, right? So now we can add a Mitsurugi card from our deck to our hand. So in this case, we'll add, it could be Habakiri. It shouldn't really matter too much what we're adding, but we'll go with Habakiri in this case because we tributed the Futsu, and we also have the effect to well, actually, should we add Habakiri? No, actually, it's probably better to add Murakamo here. So we add back Futsu with Megalith full effect. It changes its own level to 8, which is fine. It doesn't really matter here. This gets added back to the hand. So now we can use full effect. And here, we added Ame no Murakamo, which we are going to tribute this as well. And then this can add us Habakiri for the next turn. And It doesn't special summon itself, which I mean, it's like fine. Technically, if you did this a certain way, you could also just special summon Murakamo on your opponent's turn. But yeah, for the most part, we'll probably be just special summoning Bether by tributing this. And then we'll add Habakiri. And then Bether effect here will pop one card, which is fine. And then on the following turn, we can use full effect to trigger these guys again to add more Mitsurugi cards. And of course, if we have Habakiri in hand and we tribute Habakiri, we can once again activate Full's effect, or we could activate the effect of, in theory, like a Megalith portal to add our Habakiri back to the hand. And of course, this has an effect where if a Megalith monster is special summoned, you can target a ritual monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. So if we actually pair this effect here with like Hawk, we can still utilize this effect to kind of get into these cards, I guess. Is this tribute, by the way? Let's see. Tribute, yes. Megalith unformed tributes. Cool. So you can use that to tribute as well. And this will trigger all of your Mitsurugi cards. And I mean, like, all of them, right? Because we're not necessarily just playing only the ritual monsters, we're also playing these guys, which we contribute as well. So this would not trigger specifically the effect to add back or full, so we'll go with the example of if I open. Well, it doesn't really matter too much which one, right? I guess it matters a little bit. I think it has to be Aramasa for it to be a lot of mileage here. But yeah, here's the idea. So we go tribute Arama to special summon full. This can level adjust to nothing because there's no ritual monster in the graveyard, is there? Actually, no, wait, there is one. It will be Aeratron, so it would be a pop 2. I forgot about Aeratron. But yeah. Add back Aeratron. And then we can use effect of Aramasa here to grab us a copy of, well, just whoever. So it's probably one of these two. Tribute this, grab Habakiri for next turn, and that's just a play you can consistently do. And of course, if we're going first, we can just do the exact same play, but next turn we can also just tribute these cards or these ones from our hand to trigger their effects to search. So I think that is potentially a little disgusting, and that's the general idea of it, I suppose. What would I rate this idea? I don't know, probably a solid 7 out of 10 here. With the size of the package, though, it's maybe possible to make this a little bit more efficient. The issue here, I guess, is probably just you're going to need to open Megalith Unformed. If you do not open Megalith Unformed, that's really bad. Or if you open a Megalith kind of card, you want to open specifically, it'll be one of the big Megalithys, and then you'll want one of the small Megalithys. So that'd be like Ophiel is fine to open, right? And then you also want like Hegeth, full. It's one of these 9 cards, plus one of the big guys, which means you might actually want to play 3 Bether just to make sure you have these. And you can actually perform your ritual summons, because the Mitsurugi cards do not actually allow you to ritual summon generically, I believe, right? Review 1 reptile monster in your hand or field. And then we have Habakiri effect. Then tribute 1 monster you control. That's only monster you control. So not from the hand. Right? And then we have here. This card can be used to ritual summon any reptile ritual monster. So they're rock rituals. Ritual summon a reptile ritual monster. Ritual summon a reptile ritual monster. So yeah, that doesn't really work here. But you do have the opportunity to actually make a rank 4, which is going to be Gallant Granite, which allows you to search a rock monster from your deck to your hand, which in this case might be like a Megalith monster, which means you only have to open either a small Megalith or like a big Megalith or Megalith Unformed. And all of these should be combo if you have access to maybe like a Habakiri or whatever Mitsurugi combo starter you potentially need. But the issue here is, aside from that, they don't have like insane synergy together like the decks. It's just mostly looking at the end results of what they can do together, not how well they mesh together. I mean, there's some synergies here, some anti-synergies there. So one glaring issue you might notice, like, this isn't optimally built necessarily, but if we don't worry too much about the spell traps here, you might notice extreme lack of normal summons in this deck. Do you notice how I have Megalith full here? So I mean, at worst, I could open a hand with like, I guess Ame no Murakamo, Utsu no Mitama, and then we have like all these small Megaliths, and then that becomes completely unplayable. I mean, it'll make me feel slightly better if we do a test hand. We have a normal summon, and this doesn't have any of the actually good small Megaliths. So Aramasa just has to get you there to Gallant Granite to add like one of these Megaliths. If you don't, then you suffer, basically, right? Well, I guess you do have the idea of extending with Futsu no Mitama here, because you attribute this to add any Mitsurugi card with the Phalag. So that's something, and you have like maybe Airtron for next turn. So that's moderately okay, I think. Here we contribute the Kusanagi, but what was this do here in the graveyard? If this card is normal or special summoned, or if this card is tribute, you can target a Mitsurugi card in your graveyard or banishment. Add to your hand. So I think that this is still okay because you can special summon this later, potentially, but you have no actual access to the Mitsurugi cards here in this hand. It's just all Megalith stuff. So I think the main issue here that I am seeing is that maybe the Megalith stuff doesn't really branch into this that well. Technically, you can make a rank 4 with Megalith. I don't remember this being like super consistent though, but being able to make King of the Feral Imps, that might get you places, potentially. This idea is of maybe adding like Megalith Emergence to bring back Megalith Full, I think, and then putting it in the graveyard after using it as material for King of the Feral Imps. I think that's something you could do, right? And you could go like full tribute Hagith, add probably Ophiel, right? And this can ritual summon any ritual monster, allowing you to ritual summon a Ame no Murakamo. And just checking real quick, everything here is hard once per turn. If it was not, you could special summon this multiple times. You can't special summon this multiple times either. There's some things that are soft ones and some things that are hard ones per turn, like this effect to search actually right here, a Megalith monster, that's not hard once per turn. So that's jank, but you only have the effect to ritual summon with Ophiel once per turn, right there. Ophiel's effect to tribute itself and ritual summon something. And then there's also the issue of like the PEBBLE ruling, where yeah, you'd need to tribute. I think it has to be to special summon. Let's say if we want to special summon Ame no Murakama here with our Auk, our Hagith, whatever, we would need another level 4 monster, I believe. So we go 4/4 for 8, and we cannot do 8/4 for 8, I believe. So yeah, I mean, it's kind of functional, kind of not, but you know, Megalith by itself is also kind of not functional in the same ways. So, yeah, that's terribly jank, I think. Don't even quote me on the Pebble ruling because I'm not even 100% sure how that really works. At this point, Pebble ruling's just going to give me nightmares, man. So, yeah, I mean, that's the general idea. And as you can see here, also not that much space for a non-engine. So I guess maybe we can reduce the amount of aerotrons we have here, and maybe that would help a little bit. I'm not like 100% sure on how you should be doing this, but I mean, the idea seems functional enough. But well, aerotron's cheap enough. I just don't really feel like getting well, I guess the full Mitsurugi package just to play moderately okay Megalith. I guess. Yeah, basically. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.